Yeah, this is another episode of the Round Circle with your host, the Fifth General, Zacchaeus, and Cinema Escapes. What's up? What's up?
Hey, it was good to be here. Definitely.
Yeah. Got a really good topic. I was looking forward to this. We're gonna be reviewing Nas's King's Disease album.
Oh yeah.
Before we get into that, we'll just get into some hip hop news. The anniversary is this the anniversary of Aaliyah's death, Zacchaeus?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And
yes,
what day
yeah.
exactly? Since this show is being pre-recorded.
This is August 25th,
Okay.
2001. She passed, and then when I heard that terrible news of her passing, man, oh man, when I think back in that time, and I was thinking about how at the time I was not married yet to my wife yet. We were not married yet, but we was on a Spirit of New York boat ride, like a little party boat ride. Mm-hmm. And one of the reggae artists, Degree, from back in the 90s dancehall was nice. 90s dancehall reggae artist named Degree mentioned Aaliyah. We had a quiet moment of silence. I was like, what's going on? Why people are silent on the boat? The music was like a stop for a quick second, and it paused. The boat was on the water in the harbor, New York City. On the ship was a nice summer breeze, and I heard, and he stopped and he made the announcement that one of our music artists, black female, black woman, iconic, I would say Aaliyah passed. And I was like, huh? Yeah, we heard that Aaliyah got into, it was like this. It was like, you heard Aaliyah pass, but it was like she got into a plane crash. That's all we heard. Aaliyah got into a plane crash. I didn't hear it. And then that was it. We said a moment of silence. Oh, we just found out that she just passed. I was like, huh? I said, and I held my wife so tight, man. I said, we were not married yet at the time, but I held her so tight. I said, man, wow, Aaliyah. The next day the next morning I got up and I said, man, this is really surreal. Aaliyah died in a plane crash? Is this or let me just turn on the news, and it was for real. She will be missed, man, and she's still missed. Mm-hmm. Still missed till this day. Yeah. Her presence and her music. I still have that song beating in my head. If you don't succeed, you can dust yourself off and try again, and tunes like that, man. And she had a lot of songs that really, like, it was at that time it was still New Jack Swing, but it was still hip hop blended into it. But like the tune called Back and Forth that came out 1995. Yeah. I'll never forget that album. The 1995 joint, when he came out with that video, back and forth, memorable music, and still it's timeless music because you can still play Aaliyah music and it still sound relevant. It's still good, So yeah, our condolences, and she's still missed, yeah.
Cinema, any words?
Word. I was in Columbus, Ohio, in Bible school at the time. I stayed out there for the summer. It was like, and we were going somewhere. Someone was having a summer graduation or something. We found out, and I was friends with my goddaughter's father, who was one of my friends. One of my best friends, and it was surreal. Her video was out. She was filming Rock the Boat. So I had bought the limited edition album with the DVD that had just dropped, which was a great album. And then, by that time, about Timberland and Missy's work with her. Extraordinary.
Yes.
Extraordinary. And so, I wasn't even wasn't in New York. I was still a New York resident, but I was, just out there at school. And I was just chilling.
Yeah.
So I was a really, really big fan. I had a lot of stuff, and it's a shame. Maybe I don't know how many years back now, but somebody stole all of my Aaliyah stuff because I had all the albums, hard copy and stuff, and somebody stole that stuff. Whatever. I got Apple Music now, so I'm good. But
yeah,
it's because for most people who weren't like hardcore fans, it was like, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna grab this because it's gonna be worth something. They probably don't even have it.
Yeah,
but it's she was doing movies. She did that movie with Jet Li, which was
Romeo
really
Must Die, classic.
Oh my gosh,
classic.
I have that. Have that over there in my movies right now. Had that bought that immediately. Anything Aaliyah did except for that movie, that horror movie,
Queen of the Damn.
Queen of the Damn. Yeah.
Yep. I don't play with horror movies. Whatever. You love them, that's you. I didn't mess with that. I wasn't messing with that, but
Yeah.
But man, you just think about what could have been.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And it's so much for it's you could never tell because that album was taken off in a way her career was growing in ways it hadn't grown.
Yeah, she had so much plans. She had so much after Rock the Boat. She had so much plans, man. She was gonna do. I think that she was gonna do more movies. And she definitely was gonna put out more music. That's for sure.
Let me give out the info for those who may have forgotten. She was casted already for Matrix Reloaded in the last two Matrix movies.
Yeah, and that's the part Jada did.
Yeah, they had to recast it for Jada Pinkett. So yeah, she was supposed to be doing those two.
And I think she had shot some, so Jada had to go back and do reshoots for those parts.
Oh.
Not sure about that. Back then we didn't have internet or nothing, so you heard about stuff a different way.
Right.
Hey, dag, I hate that I gotta explain that, but you do. And so, yeah.
Yeah, so she definitely had more time. She had more time ahead of her than behind her. In my opinion, as far as her career goes. So God bless her family. They're still around, and Aaliyah's legacy, musically and everything else, just lives on. So, rest in peace, Aaliyah.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
So, in other news, actually, before we even get to our next topic, this just came to my attention some time ago, and was gonna wait to talk about this, but I don't want to say everything about it, but I just want to give I want people to say a prayer for Jacob Blake, the young brother who was shot in his back 7 times by a police officer while walking away from him.
Yes.
What we know so far is that the police were called on a domestic situation, supposedly between 2 women or a couple or whatever, and Jacob actually got out of his car. His family was there. Got out of his car to actually break up a fight. So I don't understand why the police were maybe, like what always happens. They saw the brother, so they thought probably he was the one fighting. No, he was breaking it up.
Right.
And it reminds me a lot of Eric Garner in this case. Eric Garner, when the police rolled up on him, there was a call, but not about him. It was about a fight that was happening, and Gardner broke up the fight. So it's like you're teaching, okay, well, trying to handle a situation so that the police don't come. That's basically what I get from that. And then he gets killed for it. Now, some people say, well, the police were yelling knife. They always yell weapons for black people.
Of course.
They always do that. There was a video a few years ago of a young brother. His life almost got taken away from us. He was recording his arrest. Well, he was recording his altercation with the police. He was in his car. The cop yelled, "He's got a gun." He had both hands out of the car and said, "Where?
Right.
The police officer who yelled he's got a gun did not shoot him, but God forbid somebody else, another cop, would have shot him trying to protect his officer who yelled he's got a gun. So I've always heard this. They always yell out, "He got a knife, he got a gun, he got a," when in reality the person has a sandwich, has a bottle of medicine, has a brush. That's what actually had been happening to these situations where they've yelled that out.
Keys.
Exactly.
Abner Lima. Keys.
Exactly.
Yeah. Abner Lima. Keys. Yeah.
You know, wallets.
I'm gonna do the
Diallo. Wallet.
Wallet.
There's always they've always yell out what they got. Never get it right. So I don't want to hear that as an excuse. I don't want to hear nobody justify him being shot. No, I don't want to hear none of that, because you never have that same energy for other people who are pigmentally challenged, who never get shot, and they'll have a gun, they'll have a knife, they'll have weapons.
Oh yeah. Oh, they got what? Yeah.
They don't kill them. They don't even tase them half of the time. That don't even happen. Now they're trying to say
people who done murdered a bunch of black people, taking them to Burger King.
Look.
Exactly. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
And when Dylan did that, they ain't even approach him with guns drawn. But that's a long a whole show would be based off of that if we keep on that one. But you know, this is the situation. Praying for my man's health. I'm glad he lived. Most people do not live from being shot that many times. So God kept him here. I'm glad he's here because now he can testify in court, because the cardinal rule and sin of the police officers is no witnesses. Any updates on that? We'll get to that later. This was unplanned, but I felt like it had to be mentioned. Zacchaeus Cinema, y'all got any opinions on this? Zacchaeus, you go first.
Yeah, my thing is this, man. I mean, in front of his children.
Yeah.
And my thing. This is it seems as ongoing saga that doesn't stop, and I just feel that it's systematically set up for us as black people to get shot, because you see, and you cannot blame us for getting nervous when the police come around. You can't blame us for being jumpy and have our hands up and be and pull out phones right away, because our life is in danger every minute. Yeah. When it comes to the hands of some police officers, not all, but some that are very, very. We're targets. As soon as we in a situation with them, automatically we're criminals, we're the suspect, we're the perp. And it's an ongoing saga, man. I mean, listen, man. I even made a song about it, man. Ongoing saga. I just thank God that the brother lived to testify.
Now he could talk. I'm so glad.
Now he talk.
Yes. They're probably mad that he's alive. Yeah, I said it. They're probably angry because they're like, oh God.
Exactly. He lived.
Cinema.
God don't know.
Yeah, I'm here.
Any words on this?
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm watching that video.
Yeah, sick.
I was speechless.
Yeah.
Man. It's like not facing you, walking away from you, get into his car.
Yeah.
No. You just pow, 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 pow.
Exactly.
Well, noted people from that area said that's the norm, and they've seen worse.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
That's the norm.
Of course they have. Of course they have.
And
we've seen worse, personally.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, it's sad that it's the norm. I hate that it is. It shouldn't be the norm. That's the problem. So now they've had protests that have erupted. People had some people then did some things and set some things on fire. I'ma just say at this point, rightfully so. Rightfully so, because how is it that you can have all of this stuff going on, all of these conversations, all of these protests, all of this going on, and you still kill at will? So at this point, don't expect nothing peaceful. Exactly. Don't expect nothing peaceful. America deserves the fire that it contributes to every day.
Yes, it does.
And I'm gonna need people in the White House to stop calling America a Christian nation. Ain't nothing Christian about this nation.
No, exactly.
Not even close. Not even close.
Christian nation. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm tired of hearing that. This ain't never been a Christian nation. This has always been Babylon. This is since the inception of them coming here. You know who I mean by them? It's been Babylon, Babylon, Babylon.
All the way true.
All right. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. because I had to go there. I'm not inciting. Oh, okay. I do have to make a disclaimer. Okay, I'm not inciting any violence. What I'm saying is, you can't murder. Well, you can't murder or attempt to murder people and think that there's gonna be no retaliation. You can't do that. No. When they get attacked, they threaten countries with atom bombs and nuclear warheads. But people here who protest against police brutality are the violent ones? Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
When y'all get attacked, and what I mean by y'all, I mean white supremacy. Y'all get your troops together and tell them to go out there and do the things that you won't get a gun and go out there and do your dang self. Meanwhile, you're sacrificing innocent men and women who don't even want to go to war. They're serving the military, but they're not always serving the military to go to war. Yeah, if you serve the military and war happens, that's part of the territory. That's what you signed up for. But they're not the soldiers are not the ones that declare war. The leaders declare war, and then the soldiers got to go out there and fight for the liberties that white supremacy wants to maintain. So don't talk about violence and aggression when y'all out there setting up troops out there in the Middle East and Africa and wherever else. You still got them out there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hypocritical, Zacchaeus.
It is. Very much so. Because Babylon is full of hypocrites.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. In the very same media, I have you hating the very ones and being distracted by the actual real enemies. They'll distract you with fake news wars when we got real wars. I mean, yeah, well, listen, the Bible wasn't lying when it said there'll be wars and rumors of wars.
Rumors of wars.
It definitely wasn't lying when it said that.
Nope.
All right. Let's try to end this podcast on a good note. All right. Let's get into the review. We're gonna walk through this together.
Yes.
We're going to go through this album. We're all going to give our opinions at the same time. Kind of have a dialogue about this album.
Yes.
Now, let's see. Nas's album, King Disease. This album kind of, I wouldn't say it totally came out of left field. It was promoted. But it was kind of one of those things where, you know, we was just chilling, and then all of a sudden 1 month we was like, oh, Nas got an album coming out soon. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we could still call this a surprise of some sorts. So good album. Album has 13 records. The 13th record is a bonus track. 12 album cuts. Let's start off with the intro. The intro, King's Disease. Good way to start the album.
Yeah.
Let's acknowledge that this is the type of music that Nas is doing now. Very reminiscent to the sound that he might have been doing on Life is Good album. So it's kind of a little bit of a Life is Good. I wouldn't say, well, Life is Good, Streets Disciple kind of tone somewhat. That's just my opinion. Other fans out there may disagree with that. But what y'all think of the intro? Just starting out. Cinema, you can go first.
Well, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
It's been a while. The last one was like a lost tapes project, so it wasn't really something he meant to put together.
Yeah.
It was just like just tracks that was sitting out that were never released.
Right. We have to judge it from the Nasir project. Kanye produced, yeah.
Right. So intro was decent. First listen through, I was kind of, I kind of didn't expect. Second listen through, I was like, okay, I get it, because I've, been through the whole album, heard everything.
Yeah.
First listen, you don't know what's gonna happen. So
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
you're listening with a curious ear.
Right.
You're catching the initial vibe, but you haven't heard everything in it yet. So when it first hit me, I was like that. It's not a bad intro at all.
Right.
I'm not saying that, but it's kind of different because, going, listening to him from Illmatic, how Illmatic started. And then you're straight into New York State of Mind. So
yeah,
that's how he usually starts his albums harder than that.
He hasn't done that since Stillmatic though.
Yeah, I know, but that's still not that far album number wise. Maybe year wise.
Stillmatic, yeah.
But that's still a couple of albums. That's still. He does it every once. He does it, but he doesn't do it on every album. But he does. It's kind of. You thought this was an album, maybe he'll hit you, but the definition doesn't come of the album till later, till you hear a lot of the songs, because the song, like all his albums, his albums always have a thread. Even with guests, his verses always have a thread, and they always connect with each other.
Yeah.
No matter even what his guests, say or whatever. So it had me like wondering, okay, what am I gonna get here? Because I know he kind of, coined king and stuff like that. That's debatable to some people, but whatever. So okay, now, what's the King's Disease? You're like, okay, what's that? And we'll get deeper into that when we get to the definition. Because he clearly states what it is.
Right. Zacchaeus, what's your opinion on the first track?
Wow. I mean, you talk about presentation. I love the artwork. I was admiring the artwork of the presentation. I was like, man, I admire it, and I admire the depth of the title, Skin's Disease, which is like, it's more like it's a teach, because I feel that that Nas was always like a teacher. in his lyrics.
Yeah.
Teach the youths. You know, with deep lyricism and in flow, it's more like it's for not only the old heads to enjoy, but the young people to pick it up and listen to it. And it's a music that you can tune into more than one time. This would be played more than one time. You know, like the album was more promoted than the last. Not because I was flipping 2 channels when I was driving, and I heard I forgot the name of the DJ that was promoting this album, man. He was like, they were bumping it, especially Car 85. They were bumping.
We're skipping. Hold on. We're skipping.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on 1 second.
Hold
on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
We got to walk through this. So
yes.
Leave that opinion for the end, because I know you're talking about the whole concept of the album. We're not there yet. Let's just go through the tracks. So
yeah, okay.
I'll just move on to the second one. Blue Benz.
Whew.
I don't really have a solid opinion on that record, honestly. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not a bad track. It's not a great track. It's pretty decent. I mean, it's not a particular track that I typically go back to. But the general consensus of Blue Benz on the internet is very positive. So, you know, regardless of what my opinion is, Nas is getting a good response from this project, and you know that's pretty good. What you got to say, Zacchaeus, on that record?
I listened to that record because I enjoy. Listen, I think I told you before. I said, man, I listened to this joint and I was bumping to it, and I said to myself, I'm like, man, oh man, you know, because once I heard Blue Benz, I was excited to hear the others.
Yeah.
Because I said to myself, man, you know, I'm pumping it, and I put on the earplugs and I'm listening to it and I'm jamming to it, and I said, man, I can't. And I'm listening to Blue Benz and I'm like, it's deep, but I'm also getting to enjoy the richness of his lyrics on it too. And I said, man, this is definitely a song to that you have to do more than one time. If you notice that song, that particular song, and that's when I started bopping my head.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, this I hope the rest is like it's gonna be like this. But I enjoyed Blue Benz though. I did.
Right. A lot of people like this record. Cinema.
No. This is alright.
What?
All right, let's move on to the next one. All right,
my problem is not with the lyrics on this song. Okay. My problem is with the beat.
The beat. Yeah.
See, okay, it's no secret. If you listen to this show, y'all know I like jazzy hip hop, boom bap, and all that based on my lip. It's like, and it's like, it isn't like I don't like modern production, because I do like Kendrick and J. Cole. But there's a certain type of modern production that's like wishy-washy with me, because I like harder kicks and snares. But that's personal preference. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad song at all.
Right.
Lyrically, I like this song.
So you agree with what I was saying, because but the good thing is that he does have a positive response to this record. So I'm gonna tell you, because there are other things I need to say about this project, but I'm gonna wait till the end. Then exactly. People are really gonna get. People are gonna really get what I mean when I say that this song is not bad, but it's not great. You know what I'm saying? So
right, and so like a lot of those thoughts, I'm gonna leave to the end. I'm just gonna hit it track by track.
All right, let's get into track 3 with Charlie Wilson, Car 85. Zacchaeus, you get into you speak on Cinema. Let me get you to speak on Car 85 first.
Now this is musical.
Okay, we getting somewhere with this one, right?
So I like this.
Yeah,
it's musical.
Yeah,
and it's Uncle Charlie.
Yes,
and I like the concept of the lyrics.
Yeah,
this is like this is like Nas's storytelling at its best.
Yeah. I did like this record.
Because it's like I said, I was expecting something hard to start the album, but it's not hard, but it's a good message song.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good, Blue Benz. But it's like, it's maybe more my expectation that hurt that. So when we get to this, I'm like, yeah, because I took a drive to listen to this so I wouldn't be distracted. So I'm, new album, let's take a drive and let's listen and chill, just like a mindless drive. And so this song, I like the thing, and I like how the reference, and it's like him talking about, for the new kids who won't go back and listen to his story with the old style, he kind of like sums up a lot of like his past music and stuff in that life, and tells his people who've been listening a new story we haven't heard, at the same time. And so I thought that was genius. And then Uncle Charlie on anything is a bonus for me.
Yeah.
So I like, this was the track that this album got my attention on.
Yeah, it started to pick up. My opinion is it started to pick up when this song started playing. For me, I felt that the album started to take pace now. Song order is important, and I'll speak on that later. Zacchaeus, what you think about Car 85?
I enjoyed it.
You wanted to get to this record because you was
I enjoyed it because the thing is that I didn't expect Charlie Wilson to be on it either. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be, and that was like a gift. That was a nice surprise, a nice production what he did with Charlie Wilson, and I had to. This is kind of this record is one of the joints that I played again because I said, let me just. It's a tune that's, I could tell this is gonna be a timeless tune. I could tell it's gonna be a timeless tune, and it's a tune that you could just, like I said before, when I played it, then I heard it again. I was excited because I heard it again when I was driving, and when I heard it again, I was like, yeah, man, yeah. DJ stuff, DJ. I forgot what it was. I think it was 105.1 in New York City, and they were pumping, and I was like, yo, this the joint, this is a joint. Because actually, because when you listen to the record on the phone is one thing, but when you listen to it on the speaker, it's a different vibe, a different feel. You're like, man, I'm hearing all the snares and all the heavy bass lines. I'm like, yeah, it's a hot record. It's and I say, and I always say this, man, if this was on a CD, because a CD has a different sound than a phone. If this was on the CD, it would sound a little different. You hear the more bass line and the more bass and the bumping on it, man. This is definitely a head bopper, right? It's definitely a boom bap tune right here, for sure. Definitely, man.
4, Ultra Black.
Man, let me tell you something about that one. That's conscious right there. That's black pride, right?
We expect that.
Unapologetically black.
We expect that from him. People who are new to Nas don't know that about him, but we expect that from him. And let me speak on this. As far as the subject of the song, this is needed. Historically, some of your most popular artists have always done music that reflects the climate, that reflects the climate, okay, of all genres, This is not clout chasing. Nas is not trying to clout chase on black empowerment because there's protests going on this record. So he doesn't do that. He never has. Nas has been on this on his conscious vibe from the beginning, from the first album. Okay? So he's always had things say concerning anything in terms of black pride or black empowerment, black voice.
Yeah.
And we should hear from him. There are people that we should hear from. We haven't heard from them. They've been radio silence. So if anything, criticize them. You know what I'm saying? Not Nas. All right? But it could be just people not really having a good grab on history. And I get it. Not trying to discriminate against age, but a lot of young cats who are not in tune with other genres of music and legends like Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder and James Brown, who were way before any of these guys, have always done music that reflected the climate. They must do that. They have to.
Exactly.
I believe in it.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe we believe in it, because the thing is that we're, when we do music, we're conscious, you know. And the thing is that that you, how we project ourselves, we can't ignore it. Cannot be ignored. No. I mean, even no matter even if it's in, it cannot gospel. It cannot be ignored. It cannot be. I cannot sit there and sing about jumping up and partying and sing about praises and don't don't address what's inside of me.
Yeah.
Nas with Ultra Black address what's inside of him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And Nas doesn't have a podcast. And he doesn't go on a whole bunch of interviews. So you don't know what he's thinking until he puts out a project.
Right.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? We have a podcast that is weekly and seasonal, right? So
right.
We even if we don't drop any music, you hear us. And when we drop music, you're gonna hear that too. But
yes.
But you know, it's just that nobody would be surprised if we did a record right now talking about what's going on, because we've always talked about what's going on, and we weekly come on this podcast and voice our opinions of what's going on in the world every time.
Right.
But Nas doesn't have a weekly podcast, so this is his platform. Okay, this is how he chooses to utilize his platform. I think he would be excellent in a podcast situation if he had somebody to do that with him. You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
Because he's a man of wisdom, and he's a student as well. So he is willing to learn and teach. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's just how I look at this record. Cinema. I'm sorry, I didn't took so much time. Cinema. What do you think about Ultra Black?
I love the lyrics. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is Nas I love. This is the Nas I love, because it's like, you know, a lot of, you know, you two know.
Yeah.
I was raised by parents who who grew up in North Carolina, first in line in segregation, and those things. So these conversations have been in my household and my family forever.
Right. See?
You know. You know, they named me Shamik Hakeem, so you know what we was into when I was born.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying.
You know what? I'm gonna compare this. I'm gonna compare Ultra Black to this particular song in terms of consciousness and encouragement that could actually reach the kids per se, and that is Nas's song "I Can."
Right.
Oh yeah.
Now
I can. You know what you want to be.
A lot of people didn't understand "I Can," maybe because it wasn't a hardcore record, but for what it was and its message and how that song was a tribute to his daughter in a way.
He was.
You know, she was a little girl. She was a younger girl at the time.
Trying to make it universal.
Yeah. Exactly.
Listen to.
Exactly.
So this is that album,
right,
on that street level that y'all wanted. So
right.
Here you go.
Right, exactly. So I would say Ultra Black and I Can are kind of, they're not the same record, but they kind of are in the same sentence in terms of, okay, this is a record that this record is specific, you know, to an audience, and you know. What I was seeing on social media is that the kids like this record.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been seeing the kids. So I've been seeing some videos going viral of kids doing breakdancing sessions to this record.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
I gotta go on YouTube and check that out.
Yeah. So that's a good sign because of what's being said in the song. You know, he's just talking about, you know, our history, our it's uplifting our presence, our purpose on this earth, what we mean to this planet, regardless of who hates us or not. You know what I'm saying? So without going super deep, this song it has meaning, but at the same time, it's spoken in layman terms and plain English so that kids could get it.
Right.
All right. Next song, 27 Summers. I'll start off with this. I don't hate the record, but the record's just not for me. But the record is loved very well by a young audience. I've been noticing. I think it's because it's got that trap beat kind of feel to it. Okay?
Yeah.
So a lot of people really like this record. So I won't say anything crazy or disrespectful about it because it's not, like I said, it's not a bad record. It's just not a record that's for me. So I don't particularly stay on this record that long. You know what I'm saying? I've give this song maybe like a playthrough twice just to be just for homework's sake because we were reviewing this album. But it's not a song that I will always go to. Just saying, but a lot of people on the net, a lot of young cats, a lot of women feel that this song is fire. Good. Cinema, you go ahead.
I feel this song is for that generation.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, for me, it's a new flow with the hook, but he rips the verses normal.
Yes. His lyrics
the lyrics are good to this song.
Yeah.
See, for me though, I'm like you on the track.
Yes.
And it's no disrespect to
right.
The younger viewers. It's like I would love to have a remix of this song. But, because I do like the lyrics. Because, I went through the lyrics. I went and read the lyrics for a lot of these songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always do that with Nas anyway. I want to see, I want to know what he's saying. Because a lot of times it's like you're into the music and stuff and you'll miss a gem. And he just like drops a lot of gems. And it's like he's always pushed the envelope with experimentation, and he's not afraid of anything. So, he did a good job.
Yeah. He
did a very good job on it. But, again, like you, it's not my cup of tea.
Right. Not gonna say that the song is trash because it's not necessarily our type of song, but at the same time, a good record is a good record in the opinions of people saying, hey, I like this record. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There is no general consensus that people are saying anything negative about this record. Right. As a matter of fact, he's getting a lot of positive reviews from this song specifically. Other songs too, but I noticed
this song is definitely...
Right. This song is talked about a lot. 27 Summers is talked about a lot. I listen to other podcasts and watch other shows and hip hop news and stuff like that and hip hop opinions. So this is a very liked song. So shout outs to them. Shout outs to Nas. Shout outs to Hit Boy on his production. Not saying anything bad. Zacchaeus, what you think about 27 Summers?
27 Summers to me was a joint that I listened to it and I was like, wow. To me, I just said it was like more of a new new kind of style that he was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, yeah, and I said, yeah, he could flow over this.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I was like, man, it remind me of me. I just sometimes like tapping into new beats, tapping into the new generation of stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes I like keeping it authentic. And what he did was he jumped into the to modern day style of hip hop, which is, a little trap sound, which is okay. Yeah. Which is good.
He was feeling it though. You could tell.
You could tell he liked it.
Yeah, he killed it too.
You could tell. You could tell that he
killed it.
Mm-hmm.
He killed it. That's what I say.
Right,
I'm like, he could do. There's every artist can't do what they want.
Right.
Nas can do what he wants, and that's what this song showed me.
Yeah.
He could do what he wants, and he could do it well. And so I was like, okay.
Well, people have to understand, and you know this too, Cinema, because we talked about that record that he did with Al Jarreau on the Lost Tapes, Nas has always been experimental musically. Right. He's been experimental lyrically, and he's been experimental musically. That's something that he's always done. Yes. And it may hit for some and miss for others. That's just how it is. That's what happens when you make music. Everything is not going to be liked by everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But he's a true. But I feel he's a true artist.
He definitely is,
because he doesn't shy away from it. And it's like, even though it's not my cup of tea, I did enjoy this one.
Exactly.
But it's not something I'm gonna like put on a playlist. Like, you guys didn't dig the Al Jarreau because you're not hardcore, like super into the abstract jazz. But I got that because it's it's not your cup of tea. But for me, Al Jarreau is like, my dad weaned me on Al Jarreau. So.
Oh yeah.
So I grew up listening to, like, my dad's a jazz head, so I'm a jazz head. So, that's a collab I wanted to hear, and I was interested. So, shout out to him though for for not staying in a box.
Yeah,
and the thing with the Bell brother. The one that's in New Orleans who disrespected. And he, what's he gonna say now? Because he came to your generation and did what you do, and he did it better than you. You need to shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Next song.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to pick it up due to time. Next song. Replace Me, Nas, Big Sean, and Don Toliver. I like this record. Let me just give a quick take on this record, and then I'm gonna just pass it on to y'all because I want to get the song I really want to speak on. It's gonna take a minute before we get to it, but this song I think is more of a Big Sean record. So it's a good Big Sean record if it was on a Big Sean album. Before Nas record, it's kind of, it kind of fits in with some of his joints, back from his other albums and stuff like that. Cool record, cool record. I'll just say that. Nice tone, but I think it was more fitted for Big Sean, and Big Sean, actually had his verse on here, I think, complimented this song very well because I think it's more of his song, in my opinion. Zacchaeus, what you feel about the song "Replace Me"?
I was listening to that and I said, wait a minute, I didn't know that Big Sean was on the album.
Yeah.
Until I heard this. But I said, that's a good. I like the simple fact that he's collaborating with some of the artists today, which is good, man. Because I mean, when he did this with Big Sean, I thought it was. I was just say the word dope.
yeah.
I thought it was nice. Yeah. So I give this album 2 thumbs up, man. I do.
All right, Cinema, what you think about "Replace Me"?
I got mixed feelings on this song, and right now I'm not in a condition to get hate mail, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
All right, let's go to the next one.
I'll save my time for something I like.
Okay, number 7, "Till the War Is Won." Good record. Good message. I would say. I think I like the message more than the actual feel of the song itself. I didn't know what to expect from a Nas and Lil Durk collabo, but it actually worked out. And I think it was because of the message. Cinema, what you got to say about that record?
Same thing.
Yeah.
The lyrics had me going on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had me going.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is another mixed feeling song.
Rightfully so.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. After Ultra Black, I had these 3 songs where I'm like, no. It's like I couldn't find a footing for myself but I understand what he's doing, and I know people are gonna love it because and it's good stuff, but it's like half and half,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus. Yeah.
I enjoyed the message. That's what he's a good. What he remind me of us, man. Because he's very conscious and when he delivers the message, he delivers a message. So it's like this is my thing, man. I think that all you should be tuned into Nas, man, because he got something to say. He got something to say. This is a very, especially in this particular song, the message was there. Yeah. This message is like, all is bad. You tune into it and you're like, oh man, this is a good song for a message. You can learn from it, and that's what it is, man. Making music so people can not only bop to it, but also they can feed off of it, So yeah, I applaud him on this one. Yeah.
Number 8, All Bad, featuring Anderson .Paak.
This is me.
Go ahead, Cinema.
This is me.
Yeah.
This is where the album picked up for me.
I like this record. Yeah.
I love Anderson .Paak. Yeah. And I love Nas.
Yeah.
So this is one of my joints.
Yeah.
This is like, I'm like, okay, this is,
Yeah.
Oh, this song was, this song is so, the concept, the beat, the music, it's another one of those musical joints.
Yeah.
That I love that Nas ain't afraid to shy away from. And it's great.
Well, he had the right guy on the record, so
exactly.
that speaks to it.
Yeah, exactly. Anderson .Paak. This was beautiful. It's like I was driving, I kind of pulled over, and I had to start the track over because I really wanted to check this out. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Zacchaeus.
Yeah, all this bad. And like I said, I enjoyed this. I'm gonna say I enjoyed this record too.
Yeah.
Because when I listened to it, I said, let me go back. I stopped it for a while. I was washing dishes. And I jumped back and I put it to my ears and I put the headphone, my ear plugs in, and I said, and I started bopping to it again. I was like, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this record because it was very instrumental. It was it's a good feel. It's a feel good record, So it's one of those tunes that you can play and you just have to listen to it again. One of those tunes. So I enjoyed this record a lot too.
Number 9, The Definition, featuring legendary DJ Brucey B. Go ahead, Cinema.
Yes.
I like this record.
Anderson .Paak comes in. I'm in the mood. Hello?
Oh, shoot.
What?
Somebody dropped out. Okay. Go ahead. I'm going to get Zacchaeus back in.
Okay. So... slays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Cinema. Go again. We had a technical difficulty. Repeat what you said again. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Zacchaeus, you back on?
Yeah, something happened. Something happened.
That's all right. Cinema's going over The Definition. Go ahead, Cinema.
Yeah, we're going to go back again. We're going to edit. So basically, after Anderson .Paak, I'm hyped. And then I hear Brucey B. It's like, and then you hear that beat. This is how I thought the album was gonna start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was ready for this at this point, and then Nas just slays this verse.
Yeah.
And it's not simple. You got to listen to it because it's deep. There's you know how he raps. You can get it on a low level, a medium level, or a high level.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you got to listen again because it's like poetry.
Right.
It's always like poetry.
Right.
And so he hits you. That's the genius of Nas to me because he hits you on every level. And whatever level of thinking you're on, you can relate, whether it's super deep or not, And the definition, and he said, "You don't gotta be rich to have King's disease."
Yeah.
Shout out to Gail. Shout out to Gail King. I said, yeah, Nas, let him know.
Right.
You still Queensbridge, Nas. Yep.
Exactly. Zach, what you think about the
with
record?
The family?
Yeah.
But you Queensbridge, Nas.
Exactly.
This is Nas element right here, man.
Yes.
I mean,
This is it.
You talk about like keeping it authentic. This record definitely kept it authentic with the feature. This definition is something that I had to it's one of those records you have to listen to it again. And you know and I was like, wow. So I was I came to this point and I said, okay, let me turn back to some of these records. And I put a check mark, and definition is when I said, okay, I'm gonna listen to it again. And I checked it off again. So it's one of those records that you just gotta like, you know, and you have to listen to it more than one time, more than two times. That's this kind of record because it's deep. What he's saying in this record is deep. So it's something to it was these kind of songs would never get old. This song would never get old. So that's what it is.
It has replay value, and at this point, the album becomes more consistent now. So now let's get into. Okay, so I've been waiting to get to this.
Yeah.
Number 10, Full Circle, Firm Reunion.
Let me. Oh man,
go ahead, Zach. Go ahead, Keys. Go ahead.
Yo, when I heard this, I remembered the first Firm they did. I remember the original, you know, the original song they did with the Firm. I'm remembering that when I heard this record.
Yeah.
So I said I was excited that I was playing through all these records. I was listening to all these records, but I said I had to get to Full Circle because I said I know that I'm gonna hear Foxy Brown on this joint. I'm gonna hear, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hear all these from the original joint. I'm gonna hear these other artists on this joint. I'm glad he did this. I'm really glad he did this because I'm like, man, this is what made this album classic status right here. That's what this Full Circle record is what made this album classical status right here. It's a classic hip hop banger, classic. He really outdid this one.
I love the record. Surprise Dr. Dre at the end. Didn't see that happening because he's not credited on there.
Exactly.
So we got him. We got him at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Dre. That was Dr. Dre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't recognize his voice. Okay. Yeah. I didn't recognize the voice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody who was involved with that first project.
Exactly. That was why that was special because it's like we got, not only do we got a Firm reunion, but we got the producer who worked and put out the album on Aftermath of the Firm album. So I thought that was dope. That Nas not only got the original members back, Cormega, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna have Dre on this record too," and Dre sounded like he was happy to be on it. My favorite part of the song is AZ.
Yes.
Oh man.
So
AZ.
This is what does it for me is I love AZ. To me, AZ is an underrated lyricist legend.
He is.
So
he is.
You know, that's my guy. So he was my highlight of the record. I was glad. I love when him and Nas collab. I love that. I've never heard a trash record with Nas and AZ. Never.
Right.
And I love that AZ challenges. This is what I think. I believe when Nas gets on a record with AZ, Nas respects his pen. And he knows AZ's going to have bars. Right. So Nas is like, well, I'm going to make sure I'm sharp too because he's sharp. So I love their chemistry. Right. Absolutely. And hearing Cormega on a record with them, that's pretty nice because, you know, if anybody knows, Mega and Nas had their issues, you know, and and even there was a time where Foxy Brown and Nas you didn't hear them together. So it was good to hear Foxy on a record with Foxy and Cormega with Nas and AZ. I thought that was great.
That was hot. It was hot.
Good
man.
record. The debate with this record is it the best record on the album? That seems to be a debate on the internet. People are kind of back and forth with this record and another one. We'll get to that. Cinema, what you got to say about this record?
Number one, this record was fire.
Yeah.
Number two, I'm glad our generation has learned a lesson the generation before us didn't learn and squash beef and got back together.
Absolutely.
Because life's too short for that.
Mm-hmm.
I like
exactly.
Also, plugging in what Swiss Beats is doing with Rough Riders.
Yeah,
I love that stuff.
I do. Yeah.
I love that. I love it when we rise above like that stuff and stay unified, and we handle our stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
That are just a lot of people have gone to the grave with beef, and what could have been if they would have just reunited.
Absolutely.
And so I'm glad. I'm glad to see this. I'm glad to see people get their flowers before they're gone, and another opportunity. I've been waiting to hear AZ on a record again.
Oh yeah,
for a long time.
Oh yeah. It's been a few years, man.
It's been some time.
And I've been waiting to hear Foxy again.
Right, because it's been a long time since we heard her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cormega.
And my heart goes.
I have to say, AZ
y'all know Dre.
Oh yeah.
They still got it, man.
That was a bonus.
AZ and Foxy still got it, man. They still got it, man.
My heart goes out to Foxy because Foxy had been going through some loss of hearing problems, but it's good to hear on the record, and just hearing just like you said about as it pertains to Cormega and Nas, like you were saying, it's great to hear that beef has been squashed because that's been the talk for years. Cormega and Nas. That's been a talk for years when it comes to the firm's history. So I'm, to hear the positive talk from Cormega on his social media, he was excited to be on this record. He's happy for Nas. AZ, that's Nas's brother. You know what I'm saying? And Foxy Brown was just excited. Nas was excited about doing stuff with them. It's very grown up. It was just judging from their social medias. It was very grown up to see them all excited about this song and excited about Nas's project. And hearing this record made me want to hear another AZ project. So hopefully AZ got some new music coming because I pretty much love everything he does. I've never heard a whack album from AZ. AZ is still consistent, very consistent. So that would be nice. Let's get to this record. And Cinema, I'm gonna have you go first because I know you like this record. Number 11, 10 points.
See, this is the one where everyone said 10 is the best.
Yeah,
where Full Circle's the best.
Mm-hmm.
I love 10 points. This joint hit me hard, and this went on repeat. I didn't even get to Cure for a while.
Yeah,
that's when you know something's good.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I gotta get to that in the bonus track because we gotta review this. But I'm stuck on this song. I got number one when it drops.
Yeah,
when it drops. You know, I was already in.
Yeah,
then,
10 points. Yeah.
Okay, then Nas with lyricism.
Mm-hmm.
In his element, it's the perfect song to go after Full Circle.
Yeah, it's a good follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
This is the point of this album from Definition, Full Circle, 10 points, and we're gonna talk about the next song soon. But I think this is the strongest part of like sequencing the whole album right here.
Yeah,
and so. I love this song, love the message. This is just one of those classic because I got a classic Nas playlist, and I put this straight on. It's like I usually wait, but I'm like, nah, I love this song, and I'm not gonna hate this song. Put this on my timeless Nas list. My timeless, and no, it's not shared, so no, it's not for you.
Zacchaeus.
Yeah, 10 points. Yes, man. You always save one of the best for the last, and I think this album was great after that Full Circle album.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this record right here like all mics across, because it was a good record, follow-up record after Full Circle. After that joint, that was whoever lined it up was good. It's like, yeah, I gotta put this on underneath this one. So
please, you
did
had
a good job.
Yeah. Song after that, otherwise Full Circle got to end the album.
Exactly. The production on 10 points was pretty good. The lyrics, complete record. Right. I got to give that a top consideration for one of the best songs on the project, definitely. Okay, now let's get into this record, special record, number 12, The Cure.
Yes.
So this song went through a series of transitions, 2, before you got to the last part of the song. This song, transition-wise, not the same, but it kind of reminds me of Kendrick Lamar's record, Duckworth. Duckworth was a record that had different. It had a transitional period. You know what I'm saying? Right. And, so it kind of reminds me of that tone. I think it's a dope record. I think it's a Nas record, like his style. You know what I'm saying? Like his style. Yeah. Definitely when you got to that last beat change, ooh. I really enjoyed the record. But the record took me through something. It was like it's like driving up a hill, and as soon as you get over that hill, you see the city. So that's what that song had to do for me. I'm in the car, it's going up, and then when I get over it, I see the rest of the city. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. Right. It was a song that had to build. But the good record, Zacchaeus.
Yeah, Cure. Cure is one of those records that I stopped because I was interrupted, and I had to get back to listen to it. I had to get back to try to listen to it again. And then I said, okay, I got the feel of it and everything, because I said, it's one of those records that you gotta like. That I like the beat. I enjoyed the instrumental, and I enjoyed the whole feel of this record. So overall, I think this song get like the start, get like 4 mics for me for right away. Straight up.
Cinema.
Yeah, it started on some poetic vibe. Like the first time you listen to it, you don't know.
Right.
Then he's rapping over it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of similar to Life is Good on 2, where you don't know where the beat is.
Mm-hmm.
So later in the song,
kind
of use that formula, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the poetic beat, and I'm like, I like what you're spitting. Then that beat drops, then it's
yeah.
You feel like what's his name? Spice.
Oh, Spice Adams. Yeah.
You feel like Spice Adams in the car. That was some raw borderline Wu-Tang sounding stuff right there.
Yeah, I'd have to say, so this is how you it's a good way to end the album, because the next track, we'll talk about it because it still is part of the album. That's a bonus track.
It's a bonus track,
right.
The Cure is a perfect closer.
The Cure is a closer. That's a closer. And the next record is basically like the end credits. It's just added in. So let's get to that, and then we'll give our full synopsis of the album and just end out the episode and stuff like that. Spicy, featuring Fivio, Foreign, and ASAP Ferg. What's your opinion on this record?
Okay, go ahead.
No, Zacchaeus, go ahead.
Oh, I think that with this one, that Nas is versatile. with this one. I say he's versatile because for him to get on with eight, it's like the two different elements, two different flows of hip hop,
two different generations, big time
styles, two generations, different styles. Because those are trap artists right there, man, and they just collab with Nas, and Nas. I'm like, oh, he's versatile. He can definitely dip on any track. So that was his versatility right there. I enjoyed the record. Though. It was I can see this record playing. I can see this playing this record on mainstream, and this record, and I can see them shooting a video for this record. Definitely, I can see them shooting a video for this record. With the girls in it. I just see it. So I see them shooting a video for this record. Cause the album, this album right here, I don't think I think it's gonna get some kind of good promotion with it. But for all these records, I see them doing a video for this one.
Zach,
yeah.
Cinema.
I thought this should have came earlier in the album.
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Or not made the album at all.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What? Oh wow. Okay.
I understand that because it's like
Yeah.
It's like after you have a beat like The Cure, you can't go back to just the modern monotonous loop, because that's the whole thing. Because that's what makes the album work, because it's basically a build-up. And so you should have put this where that kind of stuff was going on. Once you got past all bad, you've transcended, and you better come at a certain level at this point on this album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's not so much of the track itself, it's where it's placed.
Yeah.
It's placed in a very bad spot. And because of where it's placed, I have an opinion about it because it's placed wrong. Now, if I would have heard the track separately, I might have had a different opinion. But after The Cure, I didn't want to hear this. I'll be quite honest. I didn't want to hear it. After The Cure,
yeah.
That's like the Lost Tapes. Life is Good comes on, album over. The Cure comes on, should have been album over. You set a closing tone. And so anything coming after that, it can't be garbage radio, quote unquote garbage radio, or what's the standard form or the standard formula, because you didn't end with the standard formula. You got the creative side coming out now. After you come from Full Circle to 10 Points to The Cure, and then you come here. It's not a weak song, because I went back and listened to it later, but it's like the first couple of listens, it's like I have to go to it straight. I can't go to it after The Cure. Otherwise, it's like, it's just
yeah.
That's that's something Fifth was saying, and he'll probably saying closing about album order.
We can get to that now. Go ahead.
And that's very important.
Yeah, we can get to that now.
I think in the middle of that album, after 3, 4 through 7, album order's kind of shaky. And so and it's like, also presentation's important, because a song could be strong, but if it's in the wrong place when you present it, it weakens it. That's why, it's just like a song that's good, but it just needs a video to push it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that on here. So yeah, a video will push that song. A video will push Spicy. And it'll because the whole thing is, if a song needs visuals though, it's like, there's a lot of songs that have visuals that didn't need it. For example, I'll take an R&B song. Justin Timberlake, Summer Love, did not have a video. Ended up being a big hit in New York, even though it was never released as a single. It was played everywhere, in the Northeast. That's the strength of song. So it's like, a lot of strong songs you might not see video. You might see the Anderson .Paak as a video because he's hot right now.
Yeah.
That would be a waste not to take advantage of that. The old school heads of love with Charlie Wilson. You may or may not see a video of that. Right. The Big Sean song.
You might see a video for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That looks like that.
Yeah.
Ultra Black, I don't know if they get a video, but
I
think it should, but it's not.
Yeah.
You might even see 27 Summers because it's got the buzz get a video.
Ultra Black probably would have had one by now if it did.
Yeah, if it did. Like The Definition's not gonna get a video. Mm-hmm. Full Circle should get a video. It definitely should get a video.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely.
But since we're here and we're at the end, I'm just gonna do my closing so y'all could. This album, a rating of 5 mics.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a 3.5 for me.
Yeah,
because 5 is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
3 is not. 3 is. It's not average. It's a little above average, but it's not a 4 to me because of just like what I said, the album order and some of these tracks that didn't hit me per se.
Yeah.
Like you're getting a lot of 5 stars on Google and other places. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad they like the album.
Yeah.
And it's like this is first and this is initial too, please. This album could grow on me. Because some of Nas albums did have to grow on me. Mm-hmm. For real. Yeah. So this is after maybe 3 listens. I'll give it a 3.5, almost out of 4. I'll give it a 3.75 because it's close, but 5 would be perfect. Mm-hmm. And I don't like giving out 5s unless unless that album's that's what I call a no skipper. Mm-hmm. I won't skip nothing on that.
Yeah.
If I'm skipping something on it, it ain't getting a 5 from me. Exactly. So I'll give it a 3.75. And, maybe the songs that aren't my cup of tea might grow on me. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But right now, it's just like, the end of the album is very strong to me.
Yeah.
Very strong. And then there's a lot of songs I might just start liking, and you never know what's going to happen. People going to remix this stuff, so you never know. And so, but for everything, as far as lyricism, everything is beyond solid, especially from Nas, even from all the guests. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed what everybody brought to this project. I like that he's working with the kids. Some people don't. I do. I kind of like that because the generation before us didn't give a crap about us.
Yeah.
And I like seeing that I like seeing the changes, the beef squash and working with these kids because these kids have a sound. They like it. It's their sound and it's their generation sound. We have our generation. So I'm not going to hate on their sound because that's y'all sound and y'all love it. And it, I'd be banging to a lot of stuff too. And I ain't going to front, but you know what I'm saying? But it's like my first love is the era I grew up in. So,
exactly.
You could see that by when we did the episode of the list, you could go back and listen to those rappers, groups, producers. Go back and listen to it if you haven't heard it. But I give it a 3.75.
All right, Zacchaeus, what's your overall take on this project and what's your score?
I'm gonna give it because there are a lot of bangers on this album. It's not one album. One song I said that was really bad. Like, this to go off. So I'm gonna give it almost a 5, 4.7, because to me, when you can listen to an album, and you have more than, I guess I would say more than 5 bangers on it, that means the album is good. Mm-hmm. It's a good album. So that's why I give it a 4.7, man. I mean the flows, who is on it, who the features on it. I mean the songs itself. I mean, my gosh, it's gonna go down as a timeless album for Nas. I think so. Classic, one of his classic albums, you know. So yeah, I'll give it a 4.7.
Okay. Like I said before, song order definitely matters, and it can kind of make or break how your album is listened to. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely matters. I felt like Spicy wasn't necessary to go on the project. He should have just ended it with The Cure. There's some songs on here that are not as strong as others. I'm going to give it the same score Cinema has. I'm going to give it a 3.7. It's not quite a 4 for me, but it's not a 3.5 for me. So it's in between. It's in between the 3.5. It's in between 3.5 and a full 4. So I have it in between. I have it I had it lower first listen, to be honest with you. I had it lower. I had it at a 3.4. I was very critical of this project. But when I listened to it again, I said, you know what? His song's growing on me. This song's growing on me now. This song's growing. You know what I'm saying? So it upped it to a 3.7. So that's my final take. But with that being said, that means I like it. It doesn't mean I don't like it. It just means that I've liked other stuff from him. And you know what? The thing about Nas is this, is that, you know, this is not about having unbelievable expectations, but Nas has raised a bar. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Nas, you raised the bar for us years ago. If this was a new guy coming out, it would be received differently. But because you're not new, you're being critiqued a particular way because Nasir fell flat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is why. But overall, Nas did make some good music on this project. I just want to let that be clear. Mm-hmm. You know, just because you get just because your stuff is in the 3s, it doesn't mean that it's trash. Be concerned when we give stuff a 2. As a matter of fact, we don't rate anything that's a 2. If it's below a 3, we don't rate it. It's not worth it. That's the rule. You know what I'm saying? If it's below a 3, we don't rate it.
Scrap the show.
You know what I'm saying? We don't rate it. All right.
Right. Yeah, you don't get to hear those conversations. We want to review it. That ain't gonna fly.
Exactly.
Let's not.
Exactly. Well, it doesn't make an interesting podcast either. You know what I'm saying? If we just review the trash album, we wouldn't review it. We would just say so and so dropped a brick, and keep it moving. That's what we would say. We would, you know, if it was an important artist that we love, right? And they disappointed us so bad, I would just say, yo, so and so album's a brick. All right, next topic.
Track one's a dumpster fire. Track 2 is a fire can. Track 3 is horse manure. And let's go.
Garbage truck juice.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Just all the synonyms.
You know what I'm saying? This track is
for trash.
You know what I mean? So we wouldn't even do that. But with that being said, I like the album.
Yeah, I do.
There
probably grow on me.
Yeah, and there are records on here that after the first 2 times I listened to it, I just go to my favorites from the project. Oh, let's get into this before we go. Top 3 records. Just pick 3, no particular order, of this album.
I got you.
Okay.
I'll go first because I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
All Bad, Full Circle, 10 points.
Okay. Zacchaeus.
Full Circle, All Bad, and I'm gonna go with 10 points.
Yeah. Full Circle, 10 points. The Cure. I just like how it ends. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you. I knew that was. I know you.
Yeah.
But that's in my top 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I got you.
That's a hot song too.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Songs, man.
But those are the three. I picked the three that grabbed me instantly.
Yeah, overall, those are songs right there. Yep.
Exactly.
Because the definition is in that conversation.
That's a good record too. That's the thing. That's the thing.
And so
and
then I still got the Uncle Charlie record that I love too.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a Car 85, right? I like that record. I like that record too.
Yeah. So that's
usually bad.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Like if I don't like the order of the album, I usually make a playlist in the album in the order I would like it.
Right.
And see if I like the other songs then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
shout outs to Nas. Nas got a good one here. Shout outs to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nas. Yeah, for real.
Go
Yep.
check it out and listen to it because
listen to it again.
Definitely. Now, by the time this episode airs, the Lox is gonna have that album out on the 28th.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking at the calendar. This Friday the 28th. That's when this episode is. I'm gonna keep a lookout for that album. I'll give it a listen. We'll listen to it. If the album is good, we'll definitely review that. We'll definitely look out for that. The Lox.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll see how that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna get up out of here. Zacchaeus, give them your social media. Tell them where they can reach you.
Yeah, you can reach me on Twitter, on Wayne Backus 2 on Twitter, also on Facebook, Wayne Zacchaeus Backus, also on Instagram, Zacchaeus B73 on Instagram. Yeah.
Cinema, where can they reach you?
Instagram, Cinemascapes and Cinemascapes Music. Facebook, Cinemascapes Music. Twitter, Cinemascapes. Twitch, Cinemascapes.
Yeah. All right. Y'all can reach me at The Fifth General on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All right. This was another episode of The Round Circle podcast with your host, the Fifth General, Zacchaeus and Cinemascapes. We're going to see y'all next episode. Peace.